muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. Okay, today we have a huge Wendy Williams update. Now, you know that we have been covering what is going on with Wendy Williams very closely, and it has been something that I have been covering a lot and very outspoken about, and you know that one of the main reasons for that is because we've talked about Wendy Williams for a long time on this YouTube channel, and Wendy Williams has directly inspired me making the content that I make. I was on the Wendy Williams show, I've been to the Wendy Williams show, she's just such an icon in the pop culture landscape, and this conservatorship that she is currently in is just absolutely terrible and abusive, and I can't believe that we're dealing with this again when even on a world standpoint and in a media standpoint, we knew eventually what happened with Britney Spears in her abusive conservatorship, and I can't believe that we currently have Wendy Williams so publicly saying that she's being abused in her conservatorship in one way or another. And it's taking a while for this process to, go to court or go to filing or go to jury, or it's just crazy that things like this can happen. And we last covered that Wendy Williams had done like a secret little interview with TMZ where she said that the reason that she is placed in a conservatorship right now is actually because of her son, which is crazy, that he was spending money from her account allegedly, which then froze her account, and then she was deemed, not capable of being able to handle her finances, and then she was put in a conservatorship, and everything was stripped from her. Her cats were taken from her, her TV show was taken away from her, her rights basically were taken away from her, and she has been living in this assisted luxury living since then, and basically locked away. And it's crazy that this can happen to someone. It's crazy that this can happen to a celebrity, and why we need to be talking about this regardless of if it's a celebrity we like or not. If this can happen to huge celebrities, think of what can happen to the day-to-day person. This is a conversation we had when we were talking about Free Britney. Now we're doing it with Wendy again. There are, endless amount of people here locked in these conservatorships that don't have the public platform. So if we raise awareness about how abusive conservatorships can be, it allows this conversation to move and hopefully changes to happen to the flawed system. So anyways, we know that Wendy Williams has been in this facility, and that's where she's been living. Now, I live in New York now, and the facility is in New York, and I've passed it a couple times, and there will always be a camera crew outside on the opposite side of the street with a camera, pointed up at a certain room. And I've never stayed long enough to see, if Wendy is at the window or whatever, but I know that there's daily footage of Wendy Williams at the window, like banging on the window or trying to say something or just visually being seen to let people know that she wants out of there, and they're holding her against her will in there. And again, TMZ did this really good interview with her, and I'm not the biggest fan of TMZ, but they really did a great job with that, where they interviewed her and they called her, and she was talking to them over the phone, and they had it recording the window, and she was at the window so you could see her, and it was an interview without her conservator knowing, and that was really good, and I made a video on that, but there's been so many updates since that. There's been so many interviews where she's called into places, and furthermore, Wendy Williams has been actually taken out of the facility and brought to like a mental facility where she had to do like a mental exam, and then was returned to the facility because of what happened. So we're going to dive into all of it. There's so much information. I'm all over the place right now because I have weeks worth to catch you up on, but I hope you're doing well. I'm wearing green because it's St. Patrick's Day. I'm about to go out later. I'm really, really, really excited. And in the theme of Paddy's Day, if you want to come to the Chronically Online Tour for second leg, only for this weekend to keep it festive for St. Paddy's Day, and because I begged X1, because I am Irish, if you use the code CLOVER, you will get 15% off every single ticket for the Chronically Online Tour. First leg was super fun. I can't wait to kiki for the second leg. I can't wait to meet all the muckers. And also my Patreon is linked down below. We have a bunch of exclusive content over there as well. I'm posting there. I'm posting on my YouTube. I love it. But anyways, let's figure out where we should start. We should start at the beginning, I guess. So let's load up, first of all, that Wendy Williams had... Okay, so I have a lot to show you. So we have videos like this on TikTok, like I told you, where Wendy will, be up at the window and just letting people know that she is still there and that they are holding her there. And it just like, my goodness, the fact her spirits are still so high is crazy, because the way these systems, what they do is they want to break down these people, right? They want to break these people down, and it's great to see that her spirits are still high. It's great to see that she knows that people know that she's in there and that they are aware of it. And I love this, that she will literally be at the window the entire day, because again, she has nothing else to do in there, just letting people know that she is still in there. Look, she's showing off what she's eating. Like, these camera crews are there, and it's working in turn to raise more awareness about what is going on with Wendy Williams. So that is the first thing to let you know that that has kind of been what Wendy Williams has been doing. Now, again, we knew that TMZ had done this interview, and here's the building as well, where she was, you know, talking on the phone and talking about how her son was actually the reason that she was put in this conservatorship, which is also really sad, because in that video, she was still like, I don't want to talk bad about my son, even though he was the one that put her in there. So Wendy Williams held up a sign that said, like, help Wendy, or Wendy help. And that sign ended up, you know, people ended up getting it because she let it down from where she was staying, from the window. And so because she had this sign that said help from Wendy, basically she was then escorted out of the building and taken by an ambulance to a New York like facility where she had a mental evaluation. And let me tell you something, she aced the mental evaluation. Like, it was released that she aced the mental evaluation, and that basically she was deemed well enough and deemed fit enough, which is crazy, because anyone who's been basically held captive, allegedly, and, you know, held against their will, and, you know, with these conservatorships, not all of them, but a lot of them force these people to take random meds and stuff like that. They work to make these people more sick and make these people more weak. And the fact that she aced that, like, so anyways, here we're seeing Wendy Williams being taken from the facility after the help from Wendy sign was dropped. Here you go. Dude, this sucks. Like, this really sucks. That's how Wendy Williams has to get the attention of people to get out of that room, is literally like waving down and dropping notes that say like help from Wendy. Like, it's crazy. So here she's being taken from the assisted living to, I think it was like the mental facility. Imagine the only way her being allowed to leave that facility is to be taken to the hospital, because she's like, basically it's like a threatening letter, like, you know, she needs help. Help from them, not help, you know what I mean?
So will you still be making your appearances for this week? Oh my God, oh my God, so wait, can you put that and put that right over there? Wait, hold on. 1, 2.
Now, keep in mind, Wendy Williams has been outspoken for many, many, many years, even when she was on her show, that she has lymphedema. So that's why she struggles getting in and out of ambulances here.
Oh my God.
Her spirits still seem really high. Okay, so I wanted to show you, first of all, this footage, and then we have a little bit of an interview that I want to get to as well. So this video made me happy as fuck. So this is Wendy Williams seen leaving with her niece from the assisted living facility. This is a recent video. I think this is maybe from yesterday. She looks great. She looks healthy. She seems in great spirits. And this is a really great step forward after her acing the mental evaluation, her, you know, family being allowed to kind of see her more because the media are more involved now. Like, that's why the media needs to continue talking about this, because the more pressure, the more the conservators panic, and the more they lose the narrative. You know what I mean? The narrative is that Wendy Williams is incapable of handling herself, incapable of talking for herself, incapable of thinking. So when Wendy Williams shows up in the media there and she looks good and she sounds good, like, it goes against that narrative. And that's what conservators are scared of. So look at this video.
You look amazing, seriously.
Thank you.
You look wonderful. You look healthy. You're doing good.
Thank you.
You're safe. I know your family's taking care of you.
Yes.
That's a plus. She's very supportive. We support you, Wendy. You look great.
Thank you.
Again, Wendy has lymphedema. So I want to really quickly watch this video from Entertainment Tonight where they interviewed Wendy after she got back, I think, from a dinner. And it's really interesting to watch this. This is her and her niece coming back to the mental facility.
Hi.
What happened at the hospital? Are you okay?
I want to talk.
Are you okay?
This is my niece, Alex.
Okay. How do you feel about the Free Wendy movement?
How do you feel about it?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
So, our recent events have been unbelievable. Talk about
We
it.
came back from dinner, and
Okay.
apparently police were called. But I was told that
So police were called because Wendy went to dinner with her niece. That's how much they're locking her up. Police were called because she went to dinner with her niece. Like, how is this normal?
at some point police were called because the court
She looks good as fuck.
here was saying allegedly that I took my aunt from this facility and whisked her away without any sort of confirmation or approval.
Okay.
Which according to
So basically the conservators, that is what they're called, right? Are like calling the police because her family are taking her out to dinner. But we're supposed to believe conservators are for the best interest of these people? No, they're not.
everything that we have learned in terms of this whole situation, wondering exactly how that correlates with the statements that the Guardian has made that Wendy is able to come and go as she pleases,
Right.
and that there are no family visits that are blocked.
Clearly, they are lying to me when they say I can go out and do what I want to do. This is my niece, Alex. She just flew in from Miami, okay? I just came from the hospital. So we are going out to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate what? I don't know. I'm
Just
from
life.
the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And of life.
Right.
And this is what has been done to us.
Okay.
But we're good. We're back.
We're good.
We're back in
Guardian.
one piece.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Watch what happens.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. It's so abusive. But you know what? Wendy aced that mental evaluation. Her being seen, looking well, carrying herself well. It just goes against everything the media is being told about her from the conservatorship. We dealt with this with Britney. We freed Britney. The same needs to happen here. And this has nothing to do with Britney Spears or Wendy Williams. Well, yeah, it does. But it has everything to do with the conservatorship system. If this is happening to huge celebrities, this is happening to people who do not have a platform. So we should be using examples like this to make a difference so that everyone is covered. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I just did the Wendy. You know what I'm saying? Well, muckers, there's our big Wendy Williams update. There is more, but I wanted to separate it in another video because it's a long interview. But I'm glad to see her doing well. But still, this is insane. I will see you on my next one. I hope you're all doing well. Again, code CLOVER for 15% off all tour tickets just this weekend. Patreon down below. I hope you're all doing very well. And happy St. Paddy's Day, bitch.